Hey guys, it's Ace from the Golden Shovel here, and today we have some Dragon Ball Z burst limit footage for you. This is mainly going to be several fights picked from the story mode and put into this. As you can see, we got Team Gohan versus Cell. And personally, before I go on, I will admit that I am pretty stupid when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. I don't know a ton about the series. Obviously, I got two friends with me who know a lot more, and those friends would be Maddog, of course, and a good friend of mine from Video Earth Films named Richard. And since this is Maddog's footage, I'm going to throw it over to him to take over. Maddog?
The Burst Limit was the first next-gen Dragon Ball game, and it did pretty well. Were some things that a lot of people didn't like the fact that it had only about 20 characters, 21, 22, something like that. Definitely delivered on what a next-gen DBZ game should look. As you see, the beam struggle right there is just awesome looking.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
The one thing I didn't like about Raging Blast, though, you know, the Tenkaichi style Dragon Ball game was, when you did the beam struggles, it was just like, even if the beam was right in front of you and you got it off, it just automatically, like, the point of, you know, contention is in between two, in the middle, you know, in the middle of the two fighters. Instead of in this game, if it's right in front of you and you get the beam off, it's right in front of you and you have to push it away, and it's pretty awesome like that. You know, just all the effects look great. There are a few gripes though. Some of the auras, they look a little funky, like the pink auras they have on Nappa and such, which I don't know about that. But most of the, like as you see, most of the aura effects are pretty nice. The combat system's pretty fun. It takes a lot of time to get used to because the creator Dimps actually helped create Street Fighter 4. So they have a pretty decent combat system. While I do kind of like some of the things from Raging Blast, though, such as being able to pick any direction, left, right, up, or down for your ending smash attack on a rush. What do you think so far there, Richard?
Well, the game, definitely the gameplay, it seems a little more like realistic than Raging Blast because along with the cinematics being a lot better, the cinematics from Raging Blast really are just like you go in, you hear a couple of words that they set off, and then they fight. It's just fight right away, rather than the actual cinematics. As far as the combat system goes, yeah, it looks a lot more realistic. The auras are more detailed and make a little more sense, minus the Nappa thing that you mentioned earlier. But yeah, it's just in general, it's a pretty good game. Missing a couple of characters, that's okay. For the most part, it's a pretty detailed. It's got. I like how it has a lot of difficulties. There's no like very hard stuff. But what I do like about Raging Blast though, like right now on the loading screen, you're just staring at a bunch of Dragon Balls rolling around. In Raging Blast, you can just
move those Dragon Balls around.
Oh,
I just did.
I did.
You can like suck them all in and just like toss them off. Every Dragon Ball game has something done, but this is like, as you see here, this is the last fight in the actual like Cell saga. In the Cell and the Frieza saga, they put in two what-if stories. The Frieza was, what if Bardock actually defeated Frieza, and then actually fought Goku as a that's when Goku was Super Saiyan. And in Cell, it was as if Broly actually like had defeated all the Z fighters.
Yeah.
This one has like a really long what?
Earlier in like the first fight when Cell was like, "This is the Ultra Kamehameha. If you dodge it, everything's dead." That was a really weak blast. If you actually dodged it, would that be game over?
No.
Oh, okay.
What those are is instead of having, because Dimps made the Budokai series on the PlayStation 2 for this, and it's the same style, same normal fighting style. What they had were we'll call it capsule system for your customization. What you do is you have, say, like a number, like 7 or 8 slots for each character. You could put in capsules, which were your transformations and your different special attacks you wanted to do. The only problem with it is that each transformation took up 1 slot. So if you wanted to use Goku, it was a real pain in the ass. And if you wanted to get, like, you know, the Kaioken, the Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 4. What they did in this game, though, is, which really good. It's a good concept, but it's kind of done like annoyingly. When certain events get triggered, such as, like, for example, if you see under Cell, he has that heart symbol. What that is, that's regeneration, where you get health back. That's after when his health goes below a certain point. He regenerates like 1,000 health, which is about a health bar. The only problem sometimes is, to me, it's fine in story mode because a lot of them are actually based on the certain fight that you're doing. But when you're doing a normal versus match and you have them on, it does kind of tend to interrupt the action a little bit. It's almost as if they are kind of random. But you are kind of expecting them at certain points. If they made it so that it just blended in a lot better, you know. Because what was that one game that coming out, the Naruto, the new one? They had in the actual because they have boss fights now and they're pretty cool because they're like set up a little bit differently. And when they have something like a cutscene or something, it just blends right in. Like there was one part where all of a sudden just like someone jumped out of like the trees and it just cut to them and it just like you know, went so smoothly.
Yeah, that game looks pretty fun though. I might have to pick.
It seems like most of the combat, though, as far as compared to Raging Blast in this, it seems more like that's like, you know, side-to-side combat rather than just being able to free roam around the map.
The thing I like about while it's kind of cool having the big environments and such from Raging Blast, even though they're still not big enough.
Yeah, definitely.
It almost just like with having the close quarters combat in here, you actually get a lot more faster paced, a lot more of actual fighting. You know, like you see us using the supers, but we only have 2 supers.
Yeah.
And they're not like as like, you know, holy crap powerful, which is kind of nice.
I have a question though. What's the little bar above the health bar?
That's the fatigue bar. Whenever it fills all the way up, you go into like one of those kind of stun stance where you have to mash the crap out of the face buttons. If you're in a transform state, when you're not in story mode, say if you're just in versus, and say if you're like Super Saiyan, you know, 2 Teen Gohan, you become fatigued, you go all the way down to base Gohan.
That kind of sucks.
And that's another thing I do like about this game versus Raging Blast is Raging Blast with all the different forms, like a Super Saiyan or a base Goku is almost the same as Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You're just a little bit faster and you have some different supers you can equip.
Right. You got it kind of close there on that one.
Yeah, see, I haven't played this game in a long time. This is on normal and I used to be able to just dominate normal. But I just need to get back into it because the combo system is quite a bit different than Raging Blast, which is just absurdly easy.
This feels epic.
I noticed the fatigue bar. It also does make a little more sense though, because like in Raging Blast, you can take like 1,000,000 hits like anytime. It doesn't matter how fatigued. Like there's no fatigue bar. It doesn't matter how many hits you take. Like you won't detransform. You'll just stay in the normal transformation you choose at the time. Whereas this game, that makes a lot more sense. That if you get fatigued, you detransform until you know build energy again, and you're less fatigued.
It's actually happened in the show a few times before, if I remember correctly. They've actually, like, you see them fight and then they're just, like, destroyed or something by someone and they're just lying on the ground and you see them go from Super Saiyan to base. But this is the thing I love about this game, though, is just the cutscenes are so awesome and they're, like, practically spot on to what the anime was.
Yeah. The cinematics are much, much better.
Well, they actually have
I'm really looking. Yeah, I'm actually hoping that in Raging Blast 2 they have something this like that. They actually have something like this. Like they actually have, you know, cinematics and actually able to you know, depict what happens into them. Like I like how the cinematics are really cool, but I wish like, you know, like in that Kamehameha where Cell like, you know, gets beat, where you have to actually control how much power you're putting into it to beat him, instead of just, you know, relying on the cutscene. But that's still pretty good, though.
That was probably the funniest face. That was the funniest face I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, it is the game, so. But yeah, it really.
He went all
that
Don
Vito
Vito.
was. Gohan's just done.
That's
Just like,
the
I'm
one
gonna take a
thing.
nap now.
I do wish that, like, when you go into the character select screen, one unfortunate thing is that you don't, like, when you press Y to change what they say the color, it's basically change either the color of the outfit or just different outfit. It doesn't actually show you what it is. It's another thing, and they need to add some more. This is what I like, though. At the end of the Frieza and the Cell Saga, they play, like, you know, a montage of stuff that happened. And some stuff you don't actually get to see during the actual story mode. Like here, you never... Mecha Frieza is not an actual character in the game.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was
And neither
about
is
to
King
actually.
Cold.
I was actually
Looks
about to like
Mecha
mention
Frieza
that.
just
Like,
got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would make a little bit of sense though, in a way. I mean, it's not. He's not the original. He's a machine of it. The androids ridiculously, you know, good. Yeah. If they just add like a little more, or all the characters in like the newer games, like with these kinds of cinematics, and a little bit like combat from each, you know, like a little bit from Raging Blast, Tenkaichi, Burst Limit, I think it'd be a really great game. Like, I don't
There's
think
a
people
lot
would stop
they could
playing
do.
it. Yeah.
Who's the dude with the white hair there?
What dude was white hair?
Had kind of like long to the shoulder, like silver hair. He was in the Saiyan armor like Vegeta is.
Oh,
I
that
think
was that's definitely like kind of purplish pinkish.
Pink.
That was Trunks.
Yeah, it's Trunks.
Oh.
That's Vegeta's son.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought like Trunks had like spiky hair like everybody else.
No.
When he goes Super Saiyan, he does. When he's normal, he does not.
Although he looks pretty insane when he goes into Super Trunks, and it's just like this mess of just like spikes.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like when I saw Super Trunks, dude, I thought at first I was like, is that like a legendary Super Saiyan Trunks, or I thought it was like Super Saiyan 3 or something. I was like, what? Huge.
Is that the drummer for?
He looks like Brawly.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like,
Oh, the one problem with this montage is they use the English version of the theme song, which is like it's still like speaking a different language because he has horrible English.
horrible English.
That's messed up.
Some racism there.
I apologize. Oh, there's the Don Vito eye again.
What?
You never seen People of Band, Richard?
Wow.
I have, but it's just funny.
Oh, hey, it's purple hair again.
Yeah, the guy
see,
you thought he had
that's
silver
Trunks.
hair. That's Trunks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he just punched
I
him.
feel like I'm
in the
watching
nuts,
like an epic movie. Who's that?
That's what-
for?
It does.
that's what they
It is
lack.
pretty epic.
That's what they lacked in Raging Blast. They need this. I hope they have it in the second one.
So what I loved about
Who's
being
that
able to blow
person?
up stages and stuff.
In the-
That's Frieza right there, and that's Bardock. That's Goku's
Well, I knew it was
father.
Frieza. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
Bardock. Yeah.
The ability to blow up stages though is just awesome because you can like get one area and just blow up the entire planet and be in space and fighting.
That'd be kind of fun. Like,
And the actual like
real life.
massive explosions that you can do are pretty cool. Like you saw before with Android 17, just shooting all those massive like key blasts at them.
Yeah, I think Goku
Also-
got outmatched in that fight versus Broly.
Yes,
As you can see, we have reached the end, guys. So, Look for us in the next commentary. We may do Burst Limit. We may do Raging Blast. Who knows? Go around and find out.
Definitely
Later.
doing Raging Blast too, whenever that comes out.
Exactly. So, later, guys.